Crypto's in my wallet, digital bling. Future tech dreams, man, I'm living like a king. Build a bull hustle, stacking that green. Bass junkie beats, finest you've seen. NFT tonight, art in the ether. Virtual treasures, who's the believer? Building on base, no paper trace. Living digital in this space. Art on the blockchain, pixels so rare. Collectors on the hunt, we all snare. Build a bull winning, trading them fast. Bass junkie bouncing, beats gonna last. NFT tonight, art in the ether. Virtual treasures, who's the believer? Building on base, no paper trace. Living digital in this space.
Welcome, excuse me, welcome everybody to another edition of NFT Tonight. I'm your boy Bill the Bull with a lot more gray hairs today. I don't know what happened. I think I woke up overnight with some more grays. And my friend, my homie, Bass Junkie. How we doing today, bro? Brother, you are on mute. It's not working. Uh-oh. Look at that. You would think this man knew how to do this thing. We've been cooking for 3 months. I don't. Yep. There you are.
Yo. Round two. Man, I must say, like, it's always a good time when we kick it on the NFT Tonight show. But brother, I must say, those grays are distinguished. You look like a silver fox, a little salt and pepper. But dude, that is the builder's curse. It's not all plain sailing. There is stress, there is aggro along the way, but we keep on building, brother. You're rocking it, man. I swear, you got less grays than me,
bro. I mean, I appreciate the kind words, but no, you're just throwing some stuff out there to make me feel good. It's all good though, bro. Gray hair or not, I'm still gonna be cooking. Actually, I have gotten a lot more gray hairs because, you know, as a parent of twin boys. They're hard. Terrible twos is a thing. Do you remember the days of the twos?
I do, man. I remember like when my youngest, my second, when he was like when he just turned 2, and all the parents were like, "Yo, terrible twos." I'm like, "You guys are just bad parents." Like my kid's an angel. I've got this down. Like this is a cinch. And then he got like 2.5, and I'm like, "Holy smokes!"
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, it's a saying for a reason. So hang in there, brother. It gets easier.
Well, you know, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's a pretty dead day in the markets, but you know what's not dead is the base NFT ecosystem. I am telling you guys right now, mark this in your calendar, do whatever you want. Base NFTs will have its day in the sun. We've started this show in January, and every single episode, every single show, you start seeing more momentum, more people talking about it. And it's slowly, if you're in the trenches like we are, it's clear to me, and it will be clear to you guys that base NFTs will have the renaissance occurring. Did you know that statistic, Base Junkie? I read somewhere, I think Aniri from the base team was saying, you can do about 1,000 transactions for $1 on base. Did you see that one?
I did not see that post, but man, I believe it.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out to Toki.base. We got some news cooking with that. We won't say anything, but
I want to
so bad. I just want to be like, attention, but I'm not. Hold on. We're gonna be good. Stand by the line, follow our lead, follow our orders. But we're excited for
it's some exciting news, guys. I swear, like Bill and I, we are standing at that fireworks stand, just we're like ready to light the torch and let you guys know. But yeah, we have to wait to official word.
Yeah, we do. But it's good because it's good for the whole ecosystem, and I'm excited. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So you have 1,000 transactions for $1. Now, if you guys are around, and why am I even talking about this, Bill? Like, what are you trying to say? Well, hold on, gentlemen and ladies. 2020 or sorry, 2021, as we know, there was a resurgence in the NFTs, right? Everything exploded. On Ethereum, gas fees were ridiculous. That was a cycle where you would have $20, $30 of gas and people would pay it. People
Bro,
remember
I remember I lived it, but man, it got a lot more than that.
how much?
Dude, so like on the norm, I was paying 180, $200 transaction fee.
Jeez.
It was crazy times. But then the biggest one was other side, other deeds.
Yeah,
So
the Bored
Yuga
Ape.
launched their metaverse lands 100,000 NFTs. This is probably like the biggest NFT day ever. But it also led to like it was the beginning of the end because they were selling. I think they were going for point 0.2 ETH, if I'm not mistaken. If anyone remembers better than me, I mean, this is like 4 years ago, so test my knowledge. But if you want to fact check me, do so in the comments. But if memory serves, it was like point 0.2 ETH per plot, and it was saying 100,000 of these. So this was like a mega deal. People were paying up to 5 Ethereum
Wow.
to mint this. It was literally, I think, it was like $10 million in gas fees spent on one NFT mint. It was absolutely preposterous. But it was the world we lived in on mainnet Ethereum.
Yeah, and so people went and minting. Not forget about other deeds and the other side and all that stuff. I mean, other mints, people would have gas wars, minting, everything. So it was just crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now Base has solved a big problem, which is gas. Now, granted, in a peak historic mania phase, I don't know what gas will be like, but let's just say it's 1,000 transactions for $1, whatever. You are now telling me if and when NFT season comes, do you not think people are going to absolutely love to be able to mint on chain for less than $1? Like if you're able to have that same NFT resurgence, yet you do it on Base where it costs nothing and it has, the capability, the respect, the adoration from the crypto world through Coinbase, it's going to, in my head, it has the potential. Again, I can't say anything. I'm just obviously going to advocate for it, but it has the potential. If you believe NFTs are going to make a comeback, Base has the potential to be the number one chain for all things NFTs, even more than Ethereum, especially if the Ethereum will start coming to Base. I think there's absolutely no reason why Base can't be the number one chain for all things NFTs. What do you think about that, Base Chunky?
I think, I mean, I arrived to the same conclusion as you, but I don't think Ethereum is the giant to beat right now because I think most people are pretty fed up with uh, the high gas fees that Ethereum has, and I think that although a few OG projects will always have their place, i.e., CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and Pudgy Penguins, those are all Ethereum-based OGs. They're Veblen goods. The more expensive they get, the more people want them. It's a status symbol. I don't think Ethereum is the quote unquote competitor. But you know, in the ethos of builders supporting builders, at the end of the day, I'm not a chain maxi, believe
Sure.
it or not. Although my account is base junkie, I'm bullish on base. I believe in the vision and I believe in the community and I believe that the ethos top down is incredibly supportive and I think the potential is bigger on base than anywhere else. However, I do think currently the top the top markets, the top chains for NFTs is not Ethereum. It's Ape
Abstract.
Chain. It's Ape Chain, Base, and Abstract. These are the top three in my eyes. I think I think a lot of the OG NFT traders, creators, ETH whales who were trading last cycle, a lot of them have moved over to Ape Chain, and I think that's because they have a lot of support from all the way from the top. They have Spotlight. They have some interesting activations, and one of the strongest things about Ape Chain is that they have regular spaces with all the communities coming together. Everyone's breaking bread. They're like, yes, together we rise, together we rise. And that is something that Base absolutely has the potential to do. That is something that you and I are actively working on. And I think Base has the distribution to reach beyond the 2021 Ethereum maxis. I think Base has the best distribution potential to reach the much wider spectrum of non NFT holders. It has the most potential to bring people on chain. So, in the long term, if Base plays this card right, and if people within the Base community rally together, I think that Base, I agree with your initial statement. I think Base is the place that has the most potential to bring the world onto NFTs.
Yeah. I think the distribution thing's big, and I know Abstract is cooking. Luca is the creator of Pudgy Penguins. I think that's his chain, right?
Yeah, but dude, abstract, like it's just not cutting it yet.
No,
Like I
it's
think
not.
I think it's they're brewing something. I mean, I don't want to cast any shade. I would actually want to give a big shout out to a fellow builder, because builders support builders regardless of the chains. I'm not, as I said before, I'm not a chain maxi. I'm bullish on builders, whatever chain
Yeah.
you're on, because it's more that unites us than divides us. But I just want to give a shout out to Chill Pill, big voice. He's been active for years. Just launched his collection over on Abstract. Mint is live, but you know, Abstract just hasn't caught the widespread adoption that we initially thought it would when it was hyped to be launched.
If you can, in case if you guys hear a little rumbling in the background, that's my 2-year-old child with his nanny playing with his toy car. He loves his cars. Just thought I'd let you know. But no, I think you make a good point. So listen, Abstract, I don't have any shade. I'm all about builders as well. And I think they're doing some good things, because what they're doing is they're publicly voicing spaces, helping builders that way. But Abstract, Bearchain, whatever, in my opinion, it does not come close to the distribution that Base has, rightfully so. So Base, in my position, has the opportunity to dominate the competition. A new person, if the goal of Base is to get the next 1 to 2 billion users on chain, those users typically will come from Coinbase. Obviously, Coinbase is a publicly traded company in America, probably one of the top 2 exchanges in the world next to Binance. I think it's the West versus the East. You can make the argument it's number 1, number 2. That's not important. So they have this user base that no one else has. Now, Bearchain, Abstract, those are great, but the ability to eventually bring people from Coinbase onto Base, which will be seamlessly integrated. Imagine a world that every one of the users on Coinbase has a Base wallet already attached, or they seamlessly go. The distribution's there. They're working with Farcaster, blah, blah, blah. The case is it's in Base's hands. If they really want to push the NFT narrative, they will. And then once other builders start seeing the distribution, they start seeing the effort put in, the amplification, giving a voice to builders like they are on Abstract and stuff, it's game over. You're gonna have all the top projects come to Base, all the attention, and then I've told them privately too, get someone in the ETH community, a big Base or a big ETH NFT guy, like a Beanie Maxi or someone to talk about it. Boom. I'm telling you, that's a game plan. So if you're building on this stage, and today we have Adam on, we're going to talk to him and his project. If we have and see about everything that he's doing. So if you're a builder, if you're a collector, right now is the time to position yourself on Base, because you have to think forward looking. The time, if you wait till the masses come, all the big influencers from ETH come, all the projects are launching, then you're not ahead of the crowd. It's good, but the opportunity is there. So that's what I envision. I could be drinking the Kool-Aid. I do like Kool-Aid. Strawberry flavor, not grape. I don't F with grape. It's probably the worst one. But that's my thoughts. Before we bring up Adam, anyone else want to change my mind? I don't know. Try me in the comments. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, man, I'm with you. Like, I think I think there's been a lot of emphasis on meme coins this cycle, and Yeah, I think, I mean, and again, no shade on meme coins. I enjoy trading. I mean, I've always suck at trading, to be honest. I think trading last cycle was very different to this cycle. I think one of the things I cherish and one of the areas that I found personal success last cycle was building with people, building community, building the long-term vision. Unfortunately, this cycle round, it seems to be a lot of day trading in and out. Get your 2x, dump on the next person, see you later, rotate. And with platforms such as Pump Fun, Ape Store, making it easier than ever to launch meme coins,
Yeah.
it's just an endless supply, a revolving door of new shiny objects. So people are just flittering from one shiny thing to the next, and it's created a really a trader's economy, a flipper's economy. Some people are the early birds are getting rich, and the community members are getting wrecked. Like it's happened more times than I'd care to say, and it doesn't bode well for people that want to build for the long term. And that's really one of the reasons why, although I do have some positions on Solana coins, you know, it's why I really found my home on Base, because Base is for the builders. And I hope that we continue to change this mentality. Maybe I'm old school, and I want to build something. I don't just want to be trading, flipping onto the next one. I just want to be making a buck from the person in the room. Like, what's the point of being in a room of 100 people and saying, "Hey guys, buy, 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 buy. Let's push this," while you're selling at the same time. I mean, come on, guys. There's got to be a better way to make money. And once we shift this mindset from this PvP, sort of like player versus player, you know, dump on the next person to your left and right, and come to the mindset like, actually, you know what, guys, there is more to be gained if we build this. If we grow this grape into a watermelon and we actually build something, then we can all be ambassadors, good actors, make money. Like that's kind of a part of crypto, but also like do it in an ethical way where it's like adding value as well. And that's slightly slower pace of trading, that's slightly non-fungibility side of things, and slightly less liquid aspect of NFTs is one of the things that really attracts me to it. And then also, I mean, just to talk on the topic, the title of our space is NFTs better than meme coins, guys. Like meme coins are fun, but NFTs are culture.
Yeah.
Try and persuade me that you can build that same tribe, that same community with a coin as you can with NFT. Show it to me. I want to see it. I mean, unless you abandon a on a on a on a common mission. I mean, there are some coins that I think are doing exceptionally well. Uh, the first one comes to mind is Bitcoin on base. Never want to throw shade on them. I love their mission. I love what they're doing. But in terms of immediate visibility, immediate identifiability on any meme coin, unless you're donning the logo as your profile picture, NFTs are one step ahead in terms of immediate identifiability.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's correct. And like I said, I love meme coins as well. But the problem with meme coins, and there's always going to be a place for that, it's saturation. Saturation's a real thing. There's only so much liquidity that can enter a market, and there's only so many choices. The new proliferation of using a clanker, a banker, or, one of these 15 different bots that you can create a token without any dev experience. You have to understand, in 2021, you needed to be a dev to actually launch a coin, which means that kind of created a barrier to enter, which means less saturation in the market. Here, there's millions of tokens. Attention fades, but with NFTs, you still, right now, it's not easy to create an NFT. There's a lot involved. Maybe one day that's going to change, but there's no saturation. The top projects become the top projects because there's not that many of them. As GIST, shout out to GIST. We love GIST. Whatever you plan to do on chain, I think is the right time to get positioned, properly positioned, 100% GIST. The time is now, not when everyone's starting to talk about it. It's like when no one's talking about it. Imagine you were able to get into base god, or not base gods, crypto punks in 2020 December timeframe. It was less than 2 ETH. I remember because I faded it. I didn't know. I was like, stupid. I didn't care. Next thing you know, like the floor price is 100 after like 6, 7 months. I'm not saying those are the prices we're going to see on base, but no one's talking about it. And we're going to look at some charts. Then we're going to get Adam on. And by the way, shout out to my familia on Sims. Waka Flocka actually just messaged me, gave me a shout out. Give me some Sims token too. We need base junkie. We need you on Sims. Come on, man.
All right,
What the hell
brother.
is wrong with you?
I've been lacking. I've been slacking. Honestly, dude, I've been busy building, man.
Build, bro. It's good to build. I'm building, but we got to show love to the Sims fam. We got to experiment.
All
Come
right,
on.
brother. All right, dude. Listen. After this, you show me the way. Hold my hand. Walk me into the garden, and I will get onto Sims because, man, you've sung the praises like 6, 7 times, and
Bro.
it's on me now. The fact I'm not on there yet, so
Yes, yes.
I will
We
I will do
we need to
so.
change that. We will. Real quick, if you look at this chart, we'll talk about mystical as well. There's volume here. There's volume. Like I said, this is just what's the highest thing? Base paint. I don't know what that is.
Is this 24 hours or 7 days?
7 days.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, debt relief fam is from the Grok thing. It's cool, but like you're not creating any culture. Wealthy hippio babies, we've already said we don't like them. No, actually, I don't care. They have not shown any love to base. I have an issue with them.
For those who are not aware, and it's not that I mean, Bill and I, we're supportive of all base builders. The only reason why Bill mentions that we're not supportive, particularly of the hippie babies, is that they literally were slamming base. They're like, this is the playground, this is the trailer park. We look forward to going to Hyperliquid, where we can expand and spread our wings. And it's like, well, guys, like, no, base is not the trailer park. If you're gonna slam an entire chain, like, do so with some back your words, like what you're just throwing mud for no reason. Like, fine, if your ambition is to build a hyperliquid, like, that's cool, like, you do you have like different strokes for different folks, but to slam an entire chain of builders, it's just classless. So
Yeah,
they lost our respect on that one.
absolutely. Well said. Actually, I'm just responding to her. She's like, what are your top 3 animes, Mill? This whole Studio Ghibli thing is so cool because it takes me back. You should really get into anime. I posted. Are you into it? Because families love it. I love anime. It's like really, really fun.
I mean, growing up, I love Dragon Ball Z. Like, Dragon Ball
Okay.
Z, that was my jam. And then as an adult, Castlevania, I thought was just like a masterpiece. But
Yeah. This whole
beyond
Ghibli
that,
thing, I mean, Studio
mhm.
Ghibli, this is the style that they made. So there's so many good ones. I highly recommend you watch Spirited Away. It's really good.
I've seen that. I've seen it. It's a trip, man.
I love it. It's so fun.
It is.
Totoro.
I didn't watch Totoro, but I watched Spirited Away when I was in uni, and yeah, I won't go into details of the occasion of the evening, but it was a it was a trip.
Gotcha. All right. Time to bring on our guest. Adam, my friend, I am sorry that you had to hear us talking and chatting for 25 minutes, but we get passionate when it comes to base NFTs. I hope you understand.
No, that really came across. Um, I mean, I'm pretty new to NFTs, if I'm honest. And what resonated with me was when I bought my first one, which was an ERC 404 Mist.
Mm.
And I joined the Telegram group. First Telegram group I joined, when I started in crypto, I was told these like rules, you never join the community. You're thinking about your own portfolio. But to be honest, it was the best thing I did was to be get involved. My voice is a bit husky. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. I don't normally sound quite as deep as this. But like for me, when I joined Mist and the developer Vespa was just so present and transparent and open, I was like, this is incredible with this guy. Like what he's trying to develop and what he's trying to build and the community he's trying to create. I could really see his vision, and like something that resonated with me was that he had integrity and he was honest, and he put his heart out there as well into his work. And I love what you were saying earlier, Base Junkie, about building sustainability and creating community, not just a quick buck off each other, not just telling each other to buy and someone's just selling on you the whole time, which is what you see a lot in the crypto space now. I've been in those cold Telegram groups, and and they're brutal. And you think, you know, oh, maybe I'll get the next one, but those soul trenches are trenches for a reason. And base is just a completely different fish. And I was like, man, I wish I'd just stuck with base the whole of this ball, because I got into base back when Toshi was like brand new, and then I even had to have my Toshi swapped to a different contract and have it sent out to me. And I was using that whole bridge to base system where it took you days to get your money out, and it was like, it felt super like dark web almost, but it was fun. And then, you know, I came to find Mist, and what's cool is I joined the team and like got more involved in the community like last summer, and I suppose it's just one of those things. There was no official joining, but you get more and more involved in more conversations, and eventually, you know, we're down to a core group of us, and yeah, we're really excited because not only have we got these two fantastic NFT collections. There's one, the original one is Pixels, the 600 NFTs, and they are the third ever one on base.
Wow.
Hugely underrated, I think, but they're super cool. Same art. It's all by a guy called Mr. Frank. He does some cool stuff, and he also designed the 404, which there's 7,000 of them. You know, I love the whole re-rolling aspect of a 404. I know it's overdone, and everyone got over it probably pretty quickly, but for me, I still find it really fun. Just to re-roll, send it between my wallets, and get a new NFT if I'm not happy with the one that I minted the first time. And then, yeah, the reason why we are becoming more active right now is just the brainchild of Vesper that he's been working on for 18 months. So when you talk about building something sustainable and something for the future of crypto, I think Well is one of those things at the heart of that. The idea of Well is actually linked. It's like you could think of it as the utility piece next to Mystical, because the most valuable aspects of Well can be gated by owning a Mist or a fraction of a Mist, because it's a token as well. You know, it's the ERC 404. So those things aren't in place yet. We just want Well to get purring along, you know, spinning nicely, people to see it in action, and then it's something that can be implemented in the future. But at the moment, it's been a really cool week. When we launched, it was, I don't know if you saw any of it, it was a bit of a whirlwind of a start, because the plan was to do a day's mining as a team, check everything works, and then bring it out to the community, because the Genesis block always had to be mined before anyone else could mine. And then you want to run a couple more blocks to make sure everything works, and that there's no hiccups with deployment of the code. And then what happened was the contract address got spotted by a call group, and then the contract got aped heavily, so it became massively overbought. But that created a bit of an excitement in the beginning of the chart. But it meant the first miners were able to do quite well from those blocks, because it was hugely overbought, and miners can then have a choice. You've got there's a few things you can do with a token like Well. You can mine it, you can buy it, you can trade it, or you can hold it. The idea, I don't know if anyone's read up about Well that's listening, if you guys have seen, but it's a new, you could even say, asset class. It's like the idea is that the graph or the chart moves up and to the right only. So every 3 days, the treasury is able to support a 0.25% upregulation, and the price is denominated in ETH. So it's not pegged against the dollar, it's against ETH. So even with the US dollar volatility price of ETH, it's not affected by that. And even in times of down regulation in mining, or not down regulation, but not as heavy mining activities, it's still able to support a 0.25% increase. We actually had our first up regulation. So the 3 days into mining, and the floor price, which is the same as the tunnel price. It's like a beautifully simple system.
Real quick, Adam,
Yeah.
'cause there's a lot to unpack, and I
Oh man.
want to just go step by step, because there's a lot to jam pack there, and it's a lot of alpha. But I want to make sure people can follow along, because otherwise it gets a little too difficult. So let's just start from the beginning. Okay. So number one, you're new to the NFT ecosystem. You join Mist because you like the developer, you like the vision, you like being a part of it. Now, let's start with Mist before we get into the mining token. So Mystical is this. It's the first of all, you said which one was the one that was the third ever collection? It's not this one, right? Something else?
So the pixels.
Okay.
And actually the 404 was the first PFP
Got it.
ERC 404.
Got it. So shout out again to Botted Lee. Let's go, let's go. I love saying that's one of my favorite phrases in life. Sometimes I say it at home, and my wife thinks I'm literally insane, but I don't care because let's go. It's just a really good thing.
Yeah, man. I love it too.
Right?
I'm actually a teacher as well. And I had a
cool.
student like a couple of years ago, and he'd always be like, let's go.
Pumps
And
you
when
up.
he'd get something right, he's very enthusiastic.
Right? It pumps you up. It's just a good thing. So, okay. So let's start with this. Let's start with the Mystical because I think it's kind of cool. First of all, they are the first ever 404 PFPs on base, 7,000 fun and cool friends on base to collect and trade. Let me just ask you, I know the answer, but I know our audience, most of them don't. What is exactly a 404 standard?
So it's a token and an NFT in one. So you can sell it as a token. You could sell like 0.1 on Uniswap or a similar liquidity provider, or you can send it as an NFT. If you have a whole one, it mints the NFT.
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
No, yeah. So basically, one NFT is backed by one token. So if you have in whole, and Base Junkie, I'll let you chime in on that. But we have experience. Like we were actually going to, in case many of you don't know, or maybe you do, the Non-Fungible Alliance. It's a global initiative that's going to uplift the whole base ecosystem. We were thinking about creating the non-fungible alliance as a 404 standard where one token is attached to one NFT. We decided not to, but I think it's kind of cool because a 404 standard, it's a new experimentation, but it allows you theoretically to start doing really cool stuff like using that token, creates more liquidity. So you don't necessarily need to find a buyer. You could just literally liquidate your token. You lose your NFT, but there's a lot of liquidity on, a DEX. You can also then start utilizing, decentralized platforms for yield farming stuff. So I think it's cool. But Base Junkie, why don't you, any questions on your end, and then we'll show some of the collection.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've been familiar with Mysticals for quite a while now. I remember them from way back when, like before On-Chain Summer, they were on the Base Fellas spaces. And I mean, these guys are OG. Like, let's not get it twisted. So, guys, if you have not checked out the Mysticals, these guys have been around the block and they are always developing. As Adam said, their Pixel collection was the third NFT collection minted on Base. And then, I mean, I personally, I'm really a fan of this this old sort of like 404 artwork as well. I mean, a playful vibe. I'm really a fan of the creativity and uniqueness of the collection, and I'm also bullish on the fact that you guys are pioneering and pushing the boundaries forward. I mean, being the first 404 on base, it does not go unnoticed. I mean, you guys are OG, and the fact that it's taken you, what? Sorry, did you say 18 months to develop the world protocol?
Yeah, it was 18 months. It was the first PFP 404. I'm not sure what the first 404 was. Just to make sure, like I know some people.
No, you're right. You're right to correct me on that. The first PFP 404, but 18 months in the works, and then finally having your big launch just a few days ago. I mean, guys, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I mean these guys are cooking. So if you could share a bit more about the world protocol. I mean, that's from literally what I've heard so far. It's an interesting development.
Yeah, I'll try and not monologue this time. Thanks for stopping me there, though, Bill. Like I said, I'm a teacher, so I can, if I get going, it's like
I love the
momentum.
passion, brother. I love the passion. I love it.
But yeah, like was the brainchild of Vesper, and he spent 18 months working on it now. And there's been many betas that have been running over the time, and like the short synopsis, the tell LDR would be that it's a DeFi protocol on base you could call it like a stable up asset, where the price moves to the right and or the chart moves to the right and up only over every 3 days. There's an upregulation by 0.25% minimum. So the treasury, depending on the mining activity, will decide how much of an upregulation it can support. So it's designed to be like a sustainable and safe yield like store of value that protects downside and enforces long-term upside. So, you know, it's a 34-page, I think, white paper that we released and Vespa released, and people aren't as used to reading them these days. The easiest thing to do is like chuck it in ChatGPT, ask for a synopsis, and then quiz it. But it's a simplistic system, but also like the beauty is in the nuances, because there's the game theory behind mining it that is quite cool. And what the hope is there is to try and ignite a spark of excitement amongst different communities. We've had the Noun community on Base get really involved. So big shout out to them and Goya, who's been, I hope that's how I pronounce it, he's been leading the charge there. And it's been great to see them coming into the Discord, because it's a world Discord. It's not a missed Discord. And it's great seeing that community come in and join our community. And the dream would be to have other communities joining and, you know, like getting together, setting up strategy groups to talk about how they can mine and vibing in that sense. And, you know, to see World as a place where like lots of different NFT based projects and other, you know, like meme coin projects, because, you know, let's face it, the meme coins on Base are different to the Solana trenches. There's a bit more community going on there where people really, you know, they fly their flags hard. And so it's not just about the mining, but also really about bringing different groups of Base together, is what I would say.
One of the things, and it's all about bringing the Base community together. I just happened to kind of, while we pivot away from World just for a second, I want to kind of show something. Again, this is, you know, when you're on our show, we chat. Cool thing about 404 standards is, again, this has nothing to do with price. I'm not saying whatever I say is not to talk about buying, none of that. But it's cool because the 404 standard allows you to have a liquid token attached to it. So if you see here, there's actually a tradable chart for the Mystic token, 410K market cap. But what that means is, you know, there's over 108,000 liquidity. So if you own an NFT, because it's attached to a token, you can trade it and you can, you know, liquidate it using a DEX. There's actually volume, whatever $64 is. But if you go to, you know, and typically if you're not in a 404 standard, you have to hope that people are going to bid into it. So it's less liquid. It's actually kind of funny to me that, you know, there's an instant sell. So if you want to sell right away, you can get 0.018 ETH. And the floor price, though, no one wants to sell. You got some diamond holders up in this. 0.2 is the floor. It seems like you guys know what you have and you're not going to let it go for cheap. Is that what I'm seeing, my friend?
Yeah, I'd hope so. And for me, like the reason why I've been stacking them is I spent a long time doing the beta with WoW.
Yeah.
And I can really see the potential there. And I was like, man, there's only 7,000 missed and there's only 600 pixels. And it's going to be gated in the future. This isn't like a bull run 2-month project that we're just going to like try and churn out for, you know, this is a slow burn. This is for people that understand crypto and want to get to the grassroots of it. So like back when people started mining Bitcoin and they were jamming in chat rooms talking about it, and they could see the longevity of the project, and they were like, you know, I haven't quite mined a block yet, but I know when I get one, it's going to be worth the wait. And it was about the journey as well. And so for me, I'm thinking, well, this is really powerful, and it's, you know, it's novel, and it's going to be gated in the future in some regard with Mist. So why am I not buying them when I've had this eureka moment, and I feel like I've had it before a lot of other people? So that would be, you know, I feel like I found a unicorn project for me that is really quite unique and offers a development. Like I feel like this bull run, there's been some really cool stuff coming out on Base, like with with Banker and what they were doing.
Sure.
And that was like super novel and super cool. And I feel like this is up there with that, and it's going to show over the coming months as the chart develops.
Cool, man. I'm excited to see it. You know, on Monday we can't really talk more about what we're doing, but I think there's some stuff that are cooking on Monday. Base Chunky, what do you think about the name, the Base NFT Show? Think it has a good ring to it?
Oh, brother, you're teasing me. You're teasing me. Yes,
Maybe I
I
am.
think the base NFT show has a beautiful ring to it.
Good ring, right?
Uh,
I don't know.
I know we're sort of bound from saying anything too official today. There's a big announcement coming tomorrow. I
Hmm.
think I actually see one of the guys from base in our chats.
Wait, what? There's a guy. Are you? Wait, no, that can't be the case. I don't know. I don't know what this is about. But you know, if you are excited for, well, first of all, if you like our content, you might just love potentially a show called the Base NFT Show. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Maybe I do. Actually, I don't know. But if you like our content, you're gonna love this even more.
We
Stay
know it's good.
tuned. You gotta just stay tuned because I think I heard from the grapevine that some news will be dropped. But you know, my sources have told me could be my sources could be absolutely cool. My sources could be my 2-year-old kids. I don't know.
Well, your sources can be me, but
Ooh.
but
We're not supposed to
listen,
say who our sources are.
no, you're right. I mean, so tomorrow there is it's gonna be week 2 of a community-led initiative. The base team is supporting game nights and game builders on base. So make sure you have your notifications on for the base account if you don't already. It's gonna be a good one. It's honestly one thing I really love about base is how all the way from the top, they are supporting
Yeah,
community-led initiatives and supporting different avenues, different branches, and different builders who are building on
absolutely.
base regularly, adding value and just supporting the ecosystem. So, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the episode 2 of the game night. We've got word that there will be a nice announcement tomorrow as the base team looks to continue to push forward in supporting community-led initiatives. If you are
You're
an
spilling the
expert,
beans, bro. You're like you're
no
giving too
no
much
dude,
alpha.
me not me not me. This is for the Sherlock Holmes in the community. Anybody who's tuned in deserves a few breadcrumbs to piece together. But guys, tomorrow. Um, they have the game nights, and stay tuned for any further announcements.
Yeah, no, we'll it's exciting stuff. Just know that base NFTs are going to be on the forefront of everyone's mind, and we're going to help push that together. So, but anyways, last words for you, Adam, before we have to let you go and we wrap up our show. The floor is yours, my friend, for Whirl or Mystical.
Well, just it'd be great to see some people coming to the Discord and finding out about mining. Like we're there, we're happy to help show you the way, and we think it's really exciting. On Monday or in the future when we join you, then I do have some other tidbits to share as well, because while is not the only thing that Vespa's been cooking.
So you're confirming sources have been telling you about what's being cooked with the base NFT show. Oh my goodness, we are going to get canceled.
Yeah, make sure you keep that chef's hat close, but yeah, for now, put it in your pocket.
Nah, I know it's gonna be fun. Honestly, guys, we tease, but it's we're excited for the future of where the NFT ecosystem is going. But yeah, listen, Adam, awesome to have you on. We will pretty sure we're gonna be chatting soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Adam.
All right,
Now,
man. So
what a
much
chat.
alpha. Oh,
Oh,
huge chat.
literally.
Yeah.
Literally, oh man, honestly. So Mysticals is a community that I personally have not joined, but it's been on my radar for the longest of times. You know, like Vespa is Vespa's the founder, the developer. He's an impressive person
For
to
sure.
hear. You hear the passion and the fact that Adam joined in the summer and bought into the vision and supported. I mean, what guys? If you are if you're looking to become a builder, if you want to contribute, if you want to get more involved in crypto and you don't know where, like I think Adam is a great example. And like join a community. Find the community that you resonate with. One of the great things about NFTs and on base is that the cost to entry is not too crazy high, like it was on the previous cycle with Ethereum NFTs. You can find your tribe. You can find the group of people that you resonate with, and just show up
Yeah.
consistently, add value, everybody has their own skill sets. Give your perspective, give your insights, learn from others, grow, and then you can add value to the chat. And um and and then eventually, if you continue adding value and showing that you are dedicated, you can potentially join the team in a community role, or even as like part of the team to further push the vision. So that's one of the routes for development. If you are looking to build something for the long term, just consistency is everything.
Consistency by far is everything. And I think that's the cool thing about being on chain and being like uh in this world, especially. Like, what a cool story it is. Like, someone who's new to maybe the ecosystem, like in the traditional world, you don't have the opportunities to like just be a part of like a growing brand, like just out of nowhere. It's extremely difficult to even like get your interview in there. Not when you're on chain. On chain rewards those that are committed, the builders, the community members, those that show up day in and day out. It doesn't even matter. Make a post. Like, for instance, one of our favorite people in this space is just I know is listening, a huge fan, a huge supporter of ours since day one. Guess what? Whatever we end up doing, we're bringing just along, because that is the power of showing commitment, being a part of a brand. We want to help that. And so the same thing is, if you're interested to be in this space, join a community, join whatever interests you, and show up day in and day out. Make yourself known. And like Adam's proof, he's now on the team. I think that's just a beautiful thing that's really only possible on chain.
100%. I joined a base Africa Spaces earlier today, before
How'd
the
it go?
Americans broke up. I mean, it was interesting. It was interesting to like the title was intriguing. There was another bass voice who I recognized, so I was like, okay, let me check this out.
Mm,
And it was about newbies joining Web3, and it was quite an interesting conversation because um, these people didn't really know what, like where to start, or where,
yeah.
like how to get involved. You may see like the big KOLs posting stuff, and I had to be like, yo guys, they're like, don't be buying into big pumps. If you see a massive green candle, like just stay away, and just give me some of the advice from lessons we learned along the way. Like, don't bet the farm, and just don't be chasing that 100x on your first time, because it's not going to happen. If you can't hold through the dips, then you can't ride it to the top. So just take profits responsibly, but most importantly, add value. Find a community, add value, position yourself. Don't beg. Just like add value, show up, and show that you are someone who can add value to a team. Like, I think a lot of people get it in the DM saying like, "Hey, do you want a community moderator? Do you want a community moderator? Can I have $100 a week or something?"
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like you have to.
That's not
If
the approach.
it's not the way. It's not the way, because it's just like, oh, spam. You go straight to the spam folder. You get that spam impression. If you are looking to be a community moderator, show your worth, add value, and with time you will be seen, because you know you have value. Like, some people have time and no money, and some people have money and no time, and it's a spectrum from A to B. So if you are more time rich and cash poor, devote your time to supporting a project and building, show your worth, and then you can benefit that way. You don't need to be a cash rich whale
For
to benefit
sure.
in this
No,
space.
you just need to show up day and day. Sage is another person who's actually blowing my mind. He's in the audience right now. I mean,
Sage is
Sage
a
is
Chad.
somebody. Oh, Sage is a Chad. Like, we're gonna be like, it's another thing. Like, the power of on chain. Like, in a traditional company, like as we grow, we want people like Sage a part of this, and we've told them. You know why though? Because they show up and they just grind and they're working, and actions prove louder than words. It was funny, basically yesterday on a show with Rachel. Um, we had a guest on and we had BMX on, and somebody wanted to like, or it wasn't BMX, it was some other company that had like a job posting. So we brought him on, and he was just trying to like basically show like, please DM, allow me in your DMs. I want a job. And he just kept going. Make sure to follow me so I could DM you. Like he said it 5 times, and I had to say, yo, bro, like listen, I want to give you some advice. You're acting like a beggar. Don't do that. You need to show up, prove your actions, and it will be shown. But the moment you start begging and proving, it's not the vibe. So show up, show it day out, like Adam is doing, like other people are doing, just and Sage, and good things will happen. So as we grow, especially, like we're gonna be loyal. Let me, before we wrap things up, Base, I'm a little disappointed. You know why?
Why?
Only 250 people showed up today. I don't know. We had over 1,000. We had 1,400 last week. Is it because of my gray hairs? Did it turn
Man,
people off?
scared them off in the first 5 minutes.
Fuck, I knew
All
it.
this craze.
Damn it! I knew it.
Now, brother, honestly, man, I'm not stressed about the metrics.
Me
It's
neither.
like this is live. I mean, there's a lot of people that tune in after the fact. I mean, at the end of the day, we keep providing the content, keep providing a place to learn about NFTs. Speaking of NFTs, this week, Saturday, in fact, Shredding Sassies, they actually have an IRL event
Shred
there
it. What's their event? Let's go in Portugal,
in Portugal, brother. Yes, I'm going to be hitting that up.
dude.
They
When are
have
we gonna get them on the show, man? Like, I really want to. I know he's homies with you. Very hard to pin down. Like, let's get him
well,
on the
dude,
show.
are we allowed to talk about the show we're not allowed to talk about?
Oh no, not that show. Oh yeah, sources have been potentially saying a community-led initiative called the Base NFT Show. Not that one, because I don't want to get fired before we start. If we do start, I'm saying this show because whatever we end up doing, we're still going to be cooking on NFT tonight. And actually, you know what's funny? I guess I would have been down to change our name of the show to Dads Who JPEG, but I think we can still keep this show. Which one do you like better though? NFT tonight or Dads Who JPEG?
Not dads who JPEG. Dad's talking JPEGs.
Well,
'Cause we,
either or. Dad's talking. Okay, that one's probably better. It's
yeah,
less.
because we don't peg anything. Dads who
Actually,
JPEG.
you're right. That would be a little risque.
Yes, yeah. Honestly, I think they're both fun. I mean, if we want to do a third show ever, and just have like in terms of like structure, and then just all the way down to like just talking shit with other founders, a bunch of boomers. I mean, honestly, that speaking of boomers, man, I actually I benefited from an amazing giveaway today. I'm just gonna put it up on the Jumbotron, man. Literally, I don't usually trade NFTs in the morning because I'm a dad. I got my kids, and it's it's busy. It's a full on time. Uh,
Yeah.
can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Let's see. What is this?
All right. So I woke up this morning at like 8, like when I was getting ready, get the kids ready, I had maybe like a spare 5 minutes. I saw that the base chicks, right, the community that is supporting Issa Hilo, the Syrian
Sure.
refugee. There was a whole Hope for Issa campaign. I'm following him 100%. What the heck? Anyway, um, the whole base chicks. It said mint 5 base chicks and get 1 OK Boomer NFT, and I was like, holy shit! Like no brainer. So I ran to my laptop. They didn't even know that this was me, but I ran to my laptop. I scooped up 5, and now uh, I'm the winner of this
Wow.
lovely Boomer NFT as well.
Well, let's go. Got to show love to the boomers. I always like that. But no, that's dope, dude.
Yeah,
Look at
it
that.
was a 2 for 1. I mean, like I've been wanting to join the Boomers NFT community for a while. It was great to have them on the spaces when they joined. I think it just I'd never got around to it, but then seeing
Mm.
this, I was like, I wanna support Issa. I wanna get some more base chicks. I want to get boomers, and it was like a 2 for 1. I'm like, Literally, like,
It's literally the best of both worlds.
oh man, no brainer for me. So I had to jump on that.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, brother. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I know. What do you got cooking the rest of the day? Anything? Going to sleep?
Man, can't go to sleep. Can't stop, won't stop, brother. We got the non-fungible alliance DAO launch on the horizon. We got Topies cooking. So,
Oh, so excited for Toby's, man. I'm
oh
telling you
man,
right now, we're gonna be launching. We'll make some announcements. I'll be soon. Non-fungible alliance is all about bringing art and culture on the base. It's a global collective. We're all going to work together. It's not my project. It's not your project. It's great. Toby's, though, is our project. And Toby's, we are going to work to literally make it the #1 NFT on chain. I know we all try to. It doesn't matter whether we're one, two, but we want to uplift it. We want to make sure Base has that gold blue chip NFT project, similar to Pudgy's, in stores everywhere where people see it. And then what happens is it's a flywheel effect. They'll want to come on chain, they want to come on Base, and we just create something super cool. So I'm excited for that a lot. It's gonna be fun.
massively. Honestly, I think base base is a place where there's a lot of creative people, lots of diehard builders, and people adding value. So, having a native IP to the mix, and with your experience, my experience, and um, honestly, I'm extremely bullish for what we can achieve with the base TOPs, and then of course for any projects, we love collaborations. We believe
Love it.
that the rising tide raises all ships, and we are opening our collaborations for that to offer guarantee whitelists.
Yep.
So if you want your project to have a white like guarantee whitelist spots, hit us up in the DMs. So our DMs are open, and we want to support other builders who support us, and together we'll build Basetopia.
Yeah, and we'll bring up everybody. Like I said, we want to encourage all the top projects on the base. We'll give the whitelist spots to your holders. But by doing that, we'll help promote. It's about, builders help for builders. We'll promote you guys, you promote us, get you on the shows. Like, we just want to all help one another. So that's the base way. So I guess that's it. Appreciate each and every one of you. I will not be having a live stream tomorrow because your boy Bill needs a day off, but I will be. I think it's at 12 p.m. PST or 1 p.m. PST. I don't know. But if you haven't downloaded the base Discord, please do the base Discord. They're having the game night, I believe. It's tomorrow, I think. Yeah. So I'll be there. I'll be joining. I'll be checking it out. Like I said, base Discord is going to be a place that's all community run initiatives. They're trying to push a lot of different sectors together. So if you haven't done so already, download the base Discord. Over 400,000 people in there. And check it out tomorrow. It should be a good event.
Can't wait, brother. Well, dude, yeah, another great show. Happy that we are keeping this up, and
Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's announcement. If you are into NFTs, you will enjoy this too.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to the 270 plus people who wanted to tune in today. Like I said, it's not about the numbers. Whether we have one person, two people, or thousands, as long as we educate, that's all that matters. Literally,
As long
that's all
as
that
as,
matters.
as long as we have gist, we're good.
Just, I'm sorry, you're stuck with
Yeah.
us. You better not be pushing any other community. You're stuck with us.
We love you, brother.
No diddy. All right, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Till next time. Cheers.
Stay based.